Hello YouTube. As you may or may not know, I am Reverend Evan Sackett, and I am the founder and the current owner of the Visual Circle Church and Visual Circle Limited. Today I wanted to talk about individuality. Now, as I have often mentioned before, individuality is what our church is based upon. It is what our church is founded upon. It's what we stand for. We stand for each person standing for themselves. And our church is not a religious church. We leave our religions at the door, and that is the whole purpose of the Visual Circle Church, is to knock down the barriers that separate us all. All of us want to separate ourselves from people of other religions. My grandfather, he comes to mind when I talk about this, because I can remember when I was a child, he would run into Mormons who would knock on his door, or Jehovah's Witnesses, and he would not even speak to them because he wanted to stay away from anyone of any other religion. And I've spoken to other people who said they were Christians, and they said they did not want to associate with anyone who was not a Christian. And I'm here to say that our church does not condone such behavior. We want to knock down the barriers of separation, because these barriers are what have caused so much violence over the hundreds of thousands of years that religion has existed. Just take a look at the Middle East. You have people killing other people because they don't believe in the same God that they believe in. Is there any other more ludicrous reason to kill somebody? I mean, to take somebody's life, to strap dynamite onto your chest and walk into a store and bomb it just because somebody believes a religion different than yours. And we say this, we say, let's leave our religions at the door. And we can speak about our religions if you want. At our meetings, we encourage others to talk about their religions and how they help them. But one thing we do not allow is for people to condone or the condemnment of other people of other religions. Like, if we have a meeting and a Christian starts telling a Buddhist that he's going to burn in hell, we simply do not allow this. This is not what we stand for. We stand for individuality. We believe that all religions have beneficial value, and people will often talk of Satan worship and devil worship. And when people are talking about Satan worship and devil worship, what they're thinking of are young, strongly disturbed children who are usually between the ages of 14 and 18 who claim to quote-unquote worship the devil. They simply do this because they are alienated, and they are often come from households where their parents were strong Christians, and so they dabble in things like witchcraft and Ouija boards, and they pray to Satan. A rationally functioning mind does not do that. In order to believe in the devil, you have to believe in the Bible, which means that you have to believe in God, which means that you have to believe that the devil is evil. And anyone who would want to worship an evil God that wants nothing more than to see everybody burn eternally in hell cannot be a rationally thinking person. It just doesn't work that way. There are organized churches and groups of people who refer to themselves as Satanists, but they're not what you think. The Church of Satan, for instance, founded by Anton LaVey in 1966. These Satanists, LaVeyan Satanism, has nothing to do with the Christian version of the devil. They believe in no religion. They do not even believe in the devil. They simply call themselves Satanists for a theatrical value. It's all for the shock value. It's all for the attention, so to say. The reason why they call themselves Satanists is because they want to be on the other end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum from Christians and those who tend to believe in the Bible and tend to believe in God. I personally do believe in God, but the God that I believe in goes way beyond the Bible and goes way beyond any religion that I've ever come across. He is an all-knowing, all-loving God that is too powerful to be described in words, but that's my business. And I'm not going to condemn or lash out at someone who has another religion, because I believe that everyone was created by God, and that God loves everyone, and that He's not going to allow anyone to perish. And I just don't see how Christian churches, especially Southern Baptist churches, can can give these hellfire sermons and literally threaten people into worshiping God. I mean, that's like me putting a gun to somebody's head, as I've said so many times, and saying, love me or I'm going to kill you. And when I was a child, I was terrified of hell, because I felt like I was going to burn eternally in hell, that God wasn't going to save me, because I'd heard it so many times, that you can love God or you're going to burn in hell eternally. That is not love. That is obedience. That is blind obedience, convincing people that they need to worship a certain God or they are going to suffer enormous amounts of torture and torment. This is just, it's absurd that things like this happen. And it does have a profound psychological effect on the children who have to deal with parents of this nature. I'm not referring to Christian parents in general. I'm referring to parents who discipline their children excessively and beat them and cram hellfire sermons down their throats. This is very damning for a child. The only thing that's damning that child is the parent giving them this bullshit information that they keep cramming down their throats. Now, I'm certainly not knocking Christians. That's one thing other people don't understand about our church. They think, oh, I'm going to get in your church and I'm going to stand there and I'm going to talk bad about Christianity and everything else. We do not allow this. We do not condemn anybody's religion, because our church is not focused around religion. It is focused around the now. We believe in taking care of ourselves now. We believe in individuality. We believe in indulging in what you can now, because now is all that you have. You could be dead the very next day, the very next second. Anything could happen to you. And you have to be prepared at all times to go where you're going to go when you perish, because it doesn't matter how long you hold on or how long you try to hold on. You are going to perish someday. And we generally don't like to talk about things like this at our meetings, our Visual Circle Church meetings. We like to stay more positive, because we do believe in the transference of energy. We believe that if you give out negative energy, it's going to come back to you. Positive energy, it's going to come back to you. We don't understand it, as no one does, but we do know it's there. Sometimes you don't have to understand something to truly understand it. All you have to do is know that it does, in fact, exist.